Okay, guys, can I have your attention? We're going to get started. Gentlemen in line, quiet. All right, this morning we are inducting 44 new Hesburgh scholars into the program. This group of young men share many of the same characteristics as our previous classes. These men aspire to live their lives as Father Ted Hesburgh did. They strive to be leaders, men of character and integrity, and promoters of peace and justice. These qualities will help mold them into good citizens and men of God. In addition to their academic successes, this group is involved in many extracurricular activities, from band, athletics, theater, to dedicated leaders in Boy Scouts and their parish organizations. They bring with them leadership qualities that they have already gained in grade school, and they are no strangers to service. They have dedicated hours to serving their schools, parishes, and their communities. I would like to call up the class of 2028 Hesburgh Scholars. If you guys can come up and just line up in the front, that would be great, just so we can acknowledge you. Not yet, I'll call you one at a time. Just so we know who you are. Okay, Jose Acosta. Samuel Brideroli. Caden Kikal. Thomas Carlson. Christian Cordova. Alexander Zubek. Daniel Dempsey. Declan Dorr. Donovan Dorsey. Cody Forbes. Matthew Gallagher. Ryan Geiger. Ernesto Jamotes. Alexander Glowat. Giovanni Gomez. Sebastian Gomez. Connor Grass. Rory Howe. Eamon Healy. Carter Hess. Benjamin Haloska. Noah Howski. Charles Janis. Ian Jarvis. Stike Kirpan. Charles Lang. Theron McCombs. Garrett McWayne. Thomas McManus. John Meyer. James Neuendorf. Charles Newman. Jake Novak. Bowie O'Flaherty. Killian O'Flaherty. John Pachna. Ethan Hulse. Grant Reichel. Ryan Roth. Matthew Sclafani. Severin Sachaki. Thomas Swenson. Mason Wennerberg. And Braxton Yak. Can I have a round of applause for our class of 2028? All right, we're going to do a really quick group photo. Where would you like them, on the stairs? We're going to go towards the stairs over here, guys.
Ready, guys? Here we go. Thank you, guys.
All right, class of 2028, if you can find your way back to your seats. We do have extra breakfast. We are going to continue going, so if you can please bring your attention back to the front. After we announce the freshman class, we want to share that these guys that you're standing next to are going to be the ones in your classes. They're going to be the ones that you're studying with. They're going to be the ones that follow you together over the next 3 years of high school. If you look around you, we have sophomores, juniors, and seniors in the room as well that have all been exactly in your seat 2, 3, 4 years ago. So today, we welcome the class of 2028, our largest class yet, 44 Hesburgh Scholars, but we also want to recognize our special 29 seniors in the Hesburgh Scholars program. These guys have dedicated their last 3 years to making those hard requirements, 6 APs at least, 18 honors or AP classes, dedicated their leadership, service, and stand up for all of the students in the classes below them to help guide them through these 4 years and give them advice. So we urge you to look around you, look at the sophomores, look at the juniors, look at the seniors, freshmen, and ask questions. If you have need advice on classes or anything, these are the guys that you should look up to and go to for any answers or any questions. So without further ado, I'm going to call up some of our seniors in the room, for those of that are here today. These guys have done amazing things over the last few years and have also reached many milestones on their college applications and their post-secondary journeys. Just to name some of these schools that these guys will be attending in the fall, we have University of Notre Dame, New York University, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, Purdue, Boston College, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, University of Tennessee, Xavier, Marquette, University of Wisconsin-Madison, University of Notre Dame, University of Chicago. These are schools that you can't get in with a click of a button. These are schools that they dedicated their hard work and applications to outshine the people and their peers next to them. So without further ado, when I call your name, seniors, please come ahead and come forward. Shane Abad Singh. Shane got the special clap if we can keep it to one, like golf clap. Thank you. Ante Basan. Yeah, turn around. He's not here. Gabe Romero. Nathaniel Cha. Sean Coe. Leo Connolly. Patrick Cesarnik. Daniel Dalton. Dante DePosero. Sorry if I messed that up. Ryan Dolotowski. Sebastian Duzanowski. Thank you, guys. Emma Ewing. Luca Franceschini. Ryan Gallagher. Carlos Gutierrez. Caden Hickey. Dominic Holton. Christian Lopez. Xander Molinas. Raphael Martin. Eamon McGrath. Aiden Nelson. Ryder Rea. Nathan Reichel. Anthony Salazar. Maximilian Smitka. Colin Source. And Matthew Weiss. And last but not least, Jack Williams. Let's give a round of applause for our class of 2025 Hesburgh Scholars. I'm going to ask you guys to also move to the staircase to get a group photo for all of you guys that are here. Alrighty, we're going to continue on with our event. Those seniors, you guys have an amazing 3 months left of high school. Have fun, utilize all this time to get to know the people around you in the lower classes. You guys have really done outstanding work, and we're all so proud of you. Myself, Ms. Grillo, and I'm sure you'll hear it from all your teachers, administrators, family, friends, that we are so proud of all the things you have accomplished. Keep us posted on where you decide to go to school, because we love to follow along with your dreams and aspirations. So proud of you. Congratulations again to the class of 2025. First of many to come over the next few months. You guys are welcome to continue eating. We do have a guest speaker, so we would like to introduce you to him. Please continue to keep your attention up front, no speaking while our guest presenter is here. And we are going to have Mr. President Shea Boyle announce our guest speaker that is joining us today. Thank you.
All right, good morning, guys. If everybody could just do me a favor, everybody kind of turn your chairs and face the front so you can give your full attention to our esteemed guest speaker today. Feel free to keep eating a little bit here, plenty of leftover food. I just want to share a couple words and I'll introduce today's guest speaker, but congratulations again to everybody in this room. As you guys look around at all the tables, hopefully you can see some trends throughout this room. And a couple things that I noticed this morning walking in is this room is filled with great dons. Most importantly, great dons of high character, respectful guys. You know, this is a room where people say good morning. This is a room where people say, you know, have a nice day. This is a room where people say thank you. There's a lot of gratefulness. And we're grateful for you guys. We're grateful that you guys accepted the challenge and the honor to be Hesburgh Scholars. Seniors, juniors, sophomores, you guys know it's not easy. This is not an easy path through high school, but you also know it's very rewarding and it's very challenging every single day. And I know that the seniors that are Hesburgh Scholars, you know, listening to a lot of the colleges and opportunities that you're receiving are incredible. And you're going on to unbelievable places because of the work that you put in here at Notre Dame College Prep. So I think it's inspiring, and I think it's important that our freshmen and sophomores are here today too, to kind of hear those lists of amazing colleges. I mean, if we got into the scholarships that our guys have won, I mean, many of you in this room have received full scholarships to college. I mean, think about that for your families, that difference that makes, whether it's a full scholarship or a pretty major scholarship to college. That's my goal for everybody in this room. I want you guys to go on to the best colleges in the country. I want you to get the best scholarships. I want the investment that you guys have made here at Notre Dame, your parents have made, to send you to Notre Dame to pay off in amazing ways. Go on to great places. And after you go on to those great places, I want you guys to remember to always come back to Notre Dame College Prep. This will always be a home for you guys. This will always be a place where you'll be welcome back anytime. You know, you see our career days and all the alumni that always come back. That's different about Notre Dame, okay? And a lot of times the guys that come back are the Hesburgh Scholars. So you guys should be really proud. And again, guys, how grateful we are that you have made sacrifices academically, at nights, on weekends. I know all the hard work that goes into being a Hesburgh Scholar. If I can guarantee you it's going to pay off. It's already paid off in a lot of ways for you guys, but we're very proud of you. We're very appreciative of your sacrifices and hard work. So let's keep that up. Today you're going to hear some great thoughts from our guest speaker, and you know, I just want to kind of remind everybody you know, what the value of being a Hesburgh Scholar means because of who Father Ted Hesburgh was. You might hear a little bit more about that this morning, but Father Ted Hesburgh is an all-time University of Notre Dame Holy Cross, you know, just a legendary figure, not only in the Holy Cross, but across the world. His list of accomplishments are unbelievable, and you know, I had a chance to meet Father Hesburgh a couple times when I was an undergrad at University of Notre Dame, and you know, what a gentleman, what a great leader, a visionary, a passionate guy. So when you get a chance, you know, to learn more about Father Hesburgh, you know, just so you know, when you say you're a Hesburgh Scholar, it's probably one of the most proud things you can say in the world of Holy Cross, because he really is an incredible leader. So with that, guys, again, just congratulations. Continue to work hard. Let's have a great end of the school year. We're counting on the guys in this room to continue to lead the way as leaders in the classroom, leaders in our hallways, our athletic fields, music, theater, everything we have going here at Notre Dame. Keep doing a great job leading the way. Keep bringing others up to your level academically. But I know your parents and teachers are proud of you too. So congratulations, guys. So that being said, I want to introduce today's guest speaker. Dr. Tim Tagliaferro has joined us. Drove up from South Bend, Indiana, University of Notre Dame this morning, where he has an office there. He does a great job as the Director of Sponsorship and Mission Integration for the Midwest province of Holy Cross High Schools. So, as many of you guys know, there's 7 high schools now that make up the Midwest province of Holy Cross. Many of you have had a chance to go to the Summer Leadership Institute with Holy Cross and get to know a lot of students across the Midwest. But the Holy Cross umbrella goes deep and far, man. Every single day, picture this room here. We're Holy Cross students, Holy Cross educators. There's over 250,000, probably even more than that, other students around the world at this very second getting a Holy Cross education. So we belong to something much bigger than Notre Dame, which is great. And Dr. T here is one of the best speakers I've ever heard. He's worked in our Holy Cross high schools. I've known him since his time at Gilmore Academy in Ohio. But now he's doing a great job kind of running things for all of us behind the scenes and putting his stamp on the Holy Cross as well. So let's give Dr. T a huge round of applause. Thanks for being here, Dr.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, come on, man. It took me 3.5 hours to get here this morning because of Chicago traffic. I need a little bit more than that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. As Mr. Boyle said, my name is Dr. Tim Tagliaferro. I worked in Holy Cross schools for the last 15 years, but since August, I've been working with the brothers as the Director of Sponsorship and Mission Integration for the Midwest province for the 7 schools. Quite frankly, I'm often working behind the scenes. I wish I was doing more, in the day-to-day. And that's something that I'll hope to do next year as I get more acclimated with this role. I mean this when I say it. Thank you very much. Sorry, one moment. All right, sorry about that, guys. My bad with that. As Mr. Boyle, Mr. Tully probably know, or they definitely know, I'm someone that could definitely just get up and talk and talk and talk. And I don't want to do that to all of you. This is actually the first time in my entire career that I've prepared notes for a speech. I had actually intended truly just to come and talk with all of you today, but the last couple of days I was working out of the office at Notre Dame and had the opportunity to actually spend some time in Father Hesburgh's office on the campus, still there. And I was sitting there in the office thinking about what I might say to address all of you, and knowing the amount of work that you have had to do, knowing all the things that you have had to do to be admitted to this program, to maintain this program, seniors in a few months to graduate from this program, it didn't really feel right for me to stand up here and kind of shoot from the hip. So if you will allow me every once in a while, I'm going to need to look down. When I consider what my role is in Holy Cross and what your role is as students, it's exactly as Mr. Boyle said. I mean, we have 7 high schools here in the Midwest province, but we are 150 institutions strong. There are 200,000+ students, K-12 and college, higher ed, worldwide. We are in South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. There are students just like you embracing the calling and the opportunities. But there are not as many students that are answering a calling to go on and do greatness, pursue excellence, find challenge in the classroom and out. So before I really kind of jump in, I do, because I'll probably get carried away, I do want to congratulate all of you, the freshmen, the 44 of you on being recognized, the sophomores, juniors, and seniors for the ways in which you've maintained this and continue within this program. The reality is, though, and I'm sure many of you know this distinction, being a Hesburgh Scholar, it's not just about what you have done, it's about the responsibility that you now carry. Personally, I would not have been able to be a Hesburgh Scholar. Went to an all-boys school in Cleveland, Ohio, not the same as the Holy Cross School, it was a Jesuit school, and I'll be very honest, I did not apply myself. I was not a strong student, so to maintain the grade point average, to take as many AP and honors class, I didn't take a single AP or honors class. I did not take advantage of the educational opportunities that I had. I didn't apply myself, but quite frankly, I feel that if I did apply myself, I still don't know that I could have done the academic requirements that all of you have done. And then we add all the other pieces, right? We know that it's not just about intelligence. One of my favorite quotes is this, please listen. Because leadership is not just about intelligence. If intelligence alone could heal division, solve injustice, and bring peace, the world would not be broken. That's not a political statement. I'm not making a political statement. I'm making a statement of fact. Our world is broken. And our world's been broken for a long time. And I'm sure for many of you, you're probably getting sick of hearing that all of this responsibility now rests on your shoulders, because my generation and those before, the generations that have come before you, we've broken this world. You're inheriting a world that is broken, and you're being called to fix it. Now, that's a call for all young people everywhere. But for me, I think that's a call that should come very easily for the men in this room. As Hesburgh Scholars, it's not just about intelligence. It's about dedication. It's about drive. It's about leadership. It's about service. It's about creating a world that is better than your own, right? Where love and justice prevail. If we can get to a world where love and justice prevail, then our world won't be broken anymore. And as Hesburgh Scholars, that's the responsibility laid before you. Those are the things that you have the ability to do. I want to talk about 4 people today. 3 of which I'm sure you've probably heard of. 1 maybe you have or haven't, each building upon the last. The first person, I think it's very fitting and appropriate today. Today is the feast day of St. Joseph. Feast day of St. Joseph. And when I reflect on who St. Joseph was, what he did, how that plays into who you all are here at Notre Dame College Prep, but who we are as a larger Holy Cross family, it's very appropriate that we start this Hesburgh Scholars recognition with St. Joseph. For the last 10 years, I have heard nothing more. I've heard only great things about Notre Dame College Prep and the Dons. The Dons, the Dons, the Dons. I was working at Gilmore Academy in Gates Mills, Ohio, and all I heard was the Dons, the Dons, the Dons. And I participated in several of the summer leadership programs, and I got to meet several students. And I've come here and I've talked to the faculty, and I've gotten to know Mr. Boyle and Mr. Tully through different events and programs. And again, I hear all about the Dons, the Dons, the Dons. Last week, I was at Holy Trinity High School, our sister school, not far away, and some of the educators from College Prep were there with the Holy Trinity educators, and I asked them, I said, what is the Don? I want to know what a Don is. And every one of them stared at me as if I had 4 heads. How dare I not know what a Don was? I know what a Don was, but I wanted to see what they would say. And I got a great explanations, but obviously it's to be a gentleman of Mary, right? Can one of you help me? What does that mean? What does it mean to be a gentleman of Mary? 29 senior Hesburgh scholars in here, 44 freshmen just got. None of you know what it means to be a gentleman of Mary? Nothing? Yes, sir.
To have faith, service, and scholarship.
Faith, service, and scholarship, your pillars. And to put it into action. I'll accept that as the answer. To put faith, service, and scholarship into action. Making God, making Mary, making your fellow brothers known, loved, and served. Well, wouldn't that mean that St. Joseph was the first Don? Wouldn't that mean that he was the first gentleman of Mary? Aren't all of you expected to carry yourselves with integrity? Isn't that what St. Joseph did? Don't you lead, not by force, but by example? Do you serve rather than demand? Are you faithful, steady, and committed to a higher purpose? You know the story of St. Joseph, Mary, and Jesus. What could he have been thinking? What could have been going through his mind when he had to answer a call? When he had to have faith without answers? When a woman pregnant, carrying a son that wouldn't be his own, he'd be the foster father, he had to act as protector, provider, and humble servant. Protector, provider, and humble servant. As Hesburgh scholars, all of you should be willing to listen and be challenged by the actions of St. Joseph and try to put those actions into your daily lives. In St. Joseph's name, I challenge you to ask yourself the following questions. Where in my life am I called to step up, even if no one sees it? Where can I take action instead of waiting for someone else to do it? How can I protect and uplift those entrusted to me? My classmates, my teammates, my family at home, and here at school. To be a gentleman of Mary, to be a Don, is to act as a servant leader. Selfless for others. You live that within the Hesburgh Scholars Program. Use today as a feast day of St. Joseph as that reminder moving forward that he is someone you should look to model. Of the 4 people, the name that many of you might not know, and maybe you do, is Father Jacques Dujarier. Has any of you ever heard that name before? Getting some head nods, I appreciate that. He's a double-edged sword for me. The man, I think, is one of the most humble servants that Holy Cross and Catholic Ed have ever known. So we don't often talk about him. We don't. And I bet if he were here today, he wouldn't want to be talked about. We find him post-revolutionary France. To say that Catholic education was being persecuted would be an understatement. It was under attack. Practicing Catholicism, especially as a priest, that was risking your life. Priests were being arrested, churches destroyed, and the educational system left in ruins. But Father DeJarrier knew that we needed character education. We needed faith in education. And regardless of the risk that it put him in, he would go off and say masses in homes, in barns, putting himself at risk. If other priests wouldn't do it, he volunteered to do it himself, celebrating Mass in secret. It's fitting that Father DeJarrier founded the Brothers of St. Joseph, modeled after St. Joseph, because of his devotion to Mary. So again, very similar to the Dons, the gentlemen of Notre Dame College Prep. He founded those brothers because the world needed educators formed in faith, character, and service. He lived a very humble life, never seeking recognition, but laying the foundation for a movement that would spread worldwide. He was a leader in action, not in words. A leader in action, not in words. To know him is to know true leadership is not about seeking personal glory. So, in Father DeJarrier's name, I want to challenge you to reflect on the following. Are you willing to do the work even if no one notices? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for something greater than yourselves? We are all very privileged. The opportunities you have here at this school are second to none. As you continue here or leave from this place, are you willing to sacrifice comfort if it means giving comfort to someone else? How can you, like Father DeJarrier, lay the foundation for something that will outlast you? Notre Dame College Prep is going to continue to be a great school long after Mr. Tully, long after Mr. Boyle, long after all of you, all the faculty and staff. Notre Dame College Prep will continue to be a thriving Holy Cross school long after the brothers, long after me, because a foundation has been laid. What foundation are you laying in your life that will outlast you? Father Basil Moreau is the next figure I'd like to talk about. Father Moreau took Father DeJarrier's foundation and built upon it. He united the Brothers of St. Joseph with the priest and founded the Congregation of Holy Cross, the reason why we're all here today. His vision was not just of education, but it was an education rooted in faith and moral leadership. The mind will not be cultivated at the expense of the heart. One of my favorite quotes from Moreau is that society has a greater need for people of value than it has for scholars. If the Hesburgh Scholars Program were just simply about maintaining a GPA and taking a certain number of AP classes and honors classes, then quite frankly, anybody could do it. There are classmates of yours out in that hallway who aren't here right now that have the aptitude and the skills to maintain a GPA and to take a certain level of classes. All of you have chosen to do it in a way in which you'll apply your knowledge for something greater, in which you'll do more than just maintain a GPA. You'll do more than just take a certain number and a certain type of classes. You have made a decision that echoes what Father Moreau says when he asks us for people of values rather than scholars. That quote often stops there, but it does continue. Knowledge itself does not bring about positive values, but positive values do influence knowledge, and knowledge can be put to good use. Faith, service, and scholarship, the pillars of Notre Dame College Prep, and underlying this Hesburgh program is the reason why you will be able to not only be intellectually competent, but you'll have the action and courage to do great things in our society. You'll have the action and courage to bring about that society where love and justice prevail. That's your calling. You don't get to sit back. You can't not act. The last person I would like to talk about is Father Hesburgh, Father Theodore Hesburgh. And it would be very easy for me to stand up here for hours and hours and talk about his amazing accomplishments. We could talk for days about the accomplishments that he did in 35 years as president at the University of Notre Dame. And those accomplishments in and of itself would put him on a pedestal that could be unmatched. What he did and how he transformed that university. But we know he did more. We often see that picture of him standing side by side, a Catholic Holy Cross priest standing side by side, arm in arm, with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, fighting for civil rights. The man was the president of a university that was prestigious, that he was looking to make greater. He absolutely could have just sat back. He could have been a great leader in action, leading his university. But he knew that he had to do more. He wasn't just going to preach about justice. He was going to live it. The 1964 Civil Rights Act is a direct result of many people, one of which at the top of that list is Father Hesburgh. When there was contention, when they could not find compromise, he took them out to a lake, put them on boats, and said, we're going to fish, and we're not leaving until we get to a compromise, until we get to an understanding. Father Hesburgh is one of the leaders that has brought about civil rights change and activism in our country. 16 presidential commissions, 150 honorary degrees from other universities, medals of honor, and the man simply wanted to, with his action and words, change our world. You're Hesburgh scholars. You maintain a program under his namesake. To do that means that you must live in word and in action for others. You have been blessed with education, opportunities, and a foundation of faith. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Will you use your intellect to succeed in life or to make a better life for others? Will you speak up for justice when it's hard, as Father Hesburgh did? Will you recognize that your influence matters, even now as high school students? Sociologists tell us that the most introverted people will impact 10,000 people on average in their lifetime. Sit back, don't act with word and action, and you will still have the ability to influence 10,000 people in your lifetime. Think about what you'll be able to influence, what that number grows to, the impact that you can have when you make a choice to stand up, to not hide in the shadows, to speak out for injustice, for justice, to be willing to be uncomfortable. As Hesburgh scholars, you are challenged to act for our society. So I'll ask you again, will you lead with faith like St. Joseph? Will you use your knowledge to serve others like Father Moreau? Will you embrace humility and service as Father Dujarric did? Will you stand for justice and truth like Father Hesburgh? The distinction of being a Hesburgh scholar is not what you have done up until this point. It is about the responsibility you now carry. You are now part of the Hesburgh Scholars' legacy, part of the Holy Cross mission, and part of something far greater than yourselves. I am grateful for you. I congratulate you. I am proud of all of you. Live up to this distinction. Lead with faith. Lead with humility. Lead in service to others. Lead with knowledge. And most of all, lead with your values. Being a Hesburgh Scholar means that St. Joseph, Father DeJare, Father Moreau, Father Hesburgh, and I challenge you. You have already answered the call. Answer the challenge. Congratulations, men.
Okay, you guys, that concludes our little ceremony and breakfast today. Just a reminder that these are really important times for us to get together and just celebrate one another's successes, achievements. Again, we welcome that class of 2028 into the program. Use these times to introduce yourself to other people that maybe you don't even know are in the Hesburgh Scholar Program. Seniors, introduce yourself to a freshman. Likewise, juniors and sophomores, introduce yourself. You're here to, rely on each other, lean on each other, guide one another, support one another. So it's a valuable place to be in this kind of our own little brotherhood that you guys have within the school. So celebrate one another today. We're so proud of you guys. We welcome the class of 2028, 2025. Please finish strong. And as Ms. Macris said, keep in touch. We love to hear about your journeys after Notre Dame. And we're really proud of all of you guys. If you haven't noticed, on the outside of the cafeteria, there's the glass wall on the little fishbowl that we have are the posters of all your names from every class. So walk by that each day with some pride, guys. Notice your name up there, because that's only the group here that's on those walls. It's not everybody else in the school. So yeah, be proud of yourself and, hold your head up high. So I think that's it. The only thing that we want to do is ask the sophomores and juniors to stick around. If you guys still want some more food, grab some. But we do want to get a group picture of our sophomores and juniors so you guys don't leave. The rest of you can head out for your first period of the day. Thank you.
I'm sure Dr. Tim would love to meet some of you guys. If you want to come up and say hi and thank you, he really appreciate that as well, and we recognize that. That's something Hesburgh Scholar would do.